light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up, go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated, sucker free, we got the seats heated, let's face it, you bout to get a beat down, less talking, let's take it to the streets now, ain't gonna be no rematch, why you wanna fight, touchdown on sight, yeah, turn off the light, oh, turn off the light, let's get it poppin', go dumb. When you see me moving, bodies dropping. Move some. I'm about to go sick, call Earl. I'm turning up like E40, not your average girl. I'm turning up. We can rock like Rocky, make you tap it. Ghost ride the whip, look at my drip. This ain't a copy. We got all night if you wanna throw hands. When they see me fight, they wanna throw bands. Go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated. Sucker free, we got the seats heated. Light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up.
It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shine.
Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too. Mexican Americans are named Chata and Chela and Chema and have a son-in-law named Jeff. Mexican Americans don't like to get up early in the morning, but they have to, so they do it real slow.
That's me.
Mexican Americans love education, so they go to night school and they take Spanish and get a B.
¿Qué onda, vatos locos? Damas y caballeros, it's your boy Dave in the 702 for a special Shoe Shine Boxing Slugged Out Sports edition of the Shoe Shine on a pre-Cinco de Mayo. Joining me all the way from the city of North Las Vegas, the big homie, Vince, ¿qué pasa?
Hey now, what's up? How you guys doing?
Oh, he gave me the hey now.
Yeah. I listened to him today.
Were you?
And they had studying, like they had low pitch Eric on there.
No.
Yep. Low pitch. He ain't high pitch no more.
You're kidding, bro. You're kidding.
Boy,
they had him on there today.
About it's hilarious. Yes.
Oh my God. Should we call him?
Hilarious.
He'll tell me to. Should I call him right now? It's 11.
Hey, ask him and I'm saying if you do, you call him and ask him. Do you like? He likes one of the Wahlbergs. Not Marky Mark, the other one.
Oh my God. I gotta tell you. I got a story to tell you. Dude, we staged a fake wedding that we recorded, and you can real hardcore Stern fans will know this, but we staged a fake wedding in Las Vegas on Fremont Street, and then afterwards we threw a party at Wahlburgers at his wedding reception. The whole thing was fake. He wanted the wedding reception at Wahlburgers because he loves Donnie Wahlberg.
Yes, Donnie.
Oh, Donnie.
Yes.
All right, guys, enough of that. But man, may the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you. May 22nd, they got a new Star Wars movie coming out. I played that Cheech and Chong thing, man. It came up on my YouTube timeline today. And, I was thinking so much of what happened this past weekend from all of the press week here in Las Vegas. And we went to the weigh-in. And a lot of people chimed in. Sean Zattel of Las Vegas, a really respected reporter I respect. He asked Julio Cesar Chavez, if David Benavidez was one of the great Mexican fighters. And I'm going to play the clip of what his response was. And I also have the clip of Oscar De La Hoya asked about David Benavidez's woes, his struggle with being accepted by the Mexican fan base. And when I say Mexican fan base, I'm talking about the people from Mexico, And yes, we have a lot of people that live here in the U.S. that are Mexicanos, that are hardworking people, but they're Mexican nationals, paisas. And it's very different from what you and I are, Vince, which are Mexican-American, Mexican-American.
Yep.
And shout out to everybody joining us out there. Salute to JC in the chat, Big Spooky. Wiley Coyote says, you should rock horizontal. We should. We've been doing it at Vince's. I used to do it all the time, but geez, man, with the numbers going down like this, the interest, the lack of interest in boxing. I would love to. I'm going to probably figure out how to do vertical and horizontal at the same time because I know that's a feature they now offer. But Vince, shout out to everybody in Las Vegas who was a big Golden Knights fan. Unbelievable the other day that they beat Utah and scored how many goals at the last minute, propelling them into round 2. And you got to
remember a lot of the Las Vegas fans left to get that free jersey. They gave away their night jersey for the Utah. Now where you guys at now? Sorry ass. You know, they're on the couch watching the Knights winning 1-0 in the second period.
I'm loving it, man, because Anaheim Ducks, guys, if you guys are hockey fans, Anaheim Ducks is a very fast team. Utah, they said, was fast and young. And we got that playoff experience, and we have that new coach. We got that new Italian coach that really shook up the team. It shook up the team, and we got that playoff experience. So I'm hoping they go into quarter 3 with this lead of 1-0 or 2-0 would be even better, man. Yeah, unfortunately for our other co-host, Philly Irish Drew Evo. Yeah, I told Drew, man, I found this great outfit right now for Philadelphia fans who got a lot of playoff. They got a lot to watch, man. The Phillies, by the way, shout out to the Phillies, man. They spanked the SF Giants 3 games in a row, and they were the worst. I thought nobody was worse than the SF Giants. Drew goes, oh, no, the Phillies are doing worse. And then they swept the Giants for 3 games. The Flyers just finished their game.
They lost today. 3-2.
They lost. I know. I saw that in OT. That really sucks. That puts them down at 0-2. Both the Golden Knights and the Flyers are up against very fast, electrifyingly fast hockey teams. So, man, the Flyers are up against the wall in Game 3. For us, it's Game 1 tonight in the second round.
Yep.
So, who knows, man? Things are looking good so far.
I'm ready to go to that parade. I'm ready to go to that parade again.
Yeah, let's do it. By the way, if the chat gets cracking, guys, it is pre-Cinco de Mayo. Man, $5 super chat. I'll drink a shot of tequila. $10 because it's Cinco de Mayo. $10 super chat. If somebody is so kind, I will do a shot of tequila, a big one, and sing mariachi.
Oh, shoot.
And sing mariachi.
Oh, hell no.
And then you will be regretting the $10 donation. Hey, Vince, let's kick it off with some boxing talk. Obviously, the very first fight was the 5 a.m. fight, and I want to give a big shout out to my friend Lucas Cattell of Boxing Scene, who was texting me at 5 in the morning. I was on his podcast last week, and and I was kind of reluctant to commit that I was going to, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a boxing fan. Of course I'm going to be up at 4:30. Of course. But I was holding on to hope that you and I were going to go to the Benavidez fight live. And
so was I.
And I didn't want to wake up at 4:30 and be at the Benavidez fight like, oh, man, I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
No, but that was an action-packed card, and I don't think you'd been tired.
You think
that was one of the best pay-per-views. That was one of the best fight cards I saw in a while.
Nice, chingazos.
And the plus, we can't forget about Dylan Capetillo. Had his second fight, and he went 4 rounds and won unanimous. Kid's getting good.
Saludos to Compita in the chat, man. Dylan Capetillo did his thing on that preliminary card. I think I caught it on YouTube. He's a high school senior.
17-year-old Dylan.
And he was fighting a guy who was 34 years old in his second pro fight.
Yeah.
Pro fighter. He was, I think, a Long Beach. Was he from Long Beach? Or I'm not sure where he was from, but he was 2-0. 2-0, 34 years old, is kind of old to be a pro fighter. I thought maybe he picked up his 2 wins in Mexico to be, as a matter of fact. He went to Tijuana, the guy, 2-0. But look, that guy didn't come to fold. He caught Dylan Capetillo at the end of that round 3 and 4, which he had never been to because he won his first pro fight just 3 weeks ago by knockout. So Dylan Capetillo went 4 rounds and first time in his professional career as a high school senior. Unbelievable. Shout out to him. And shout out to all the Capetillo gym in Las Vegas. Jose El Compita says the Benavidez fight did not disappoint. No, it didn't. No, it did not, man. It was
he did great. He did really great.
It was a really good fight. But before we go deep diving into that, I wanted to talk about the big fight in Japan, which happened at 5 a.m. And now there's,
Good fight.
I caught the fight immediately when I woke up. And it was one of those, for people that love boxing, it was a high IQ chess match for the first 6 rounds. Nakatani, the bigger fighter, I thought he fought a little bit over respectful, and hey, I've never been in the ring with Inoue, never been in, but who? Of course not. But he gave a lot of respects to Inoue's power, and in the early rounds, Nakatani seemed kind of afraid to, and they were doing a chess match. So what we saw was the sweet science. We saw that sweet science on display, and then the fight got really good at the very end. And most of the judges had it 8-4. I thought that Nakatani would pull off an upset. I don't have this gut feeling because last Cinco de Mayo, which I think was on a Sunday, you went to that fight to support your nephew Emiliano Vargas. I was there to see Inoue at that fight, and I thought, wait, man, Inoue's been dropped by a lot of guys, including in that fight against Cardenas. He's been dropped by Mexicans. Nakatani can crack. I know he's moving up, but he's a big fighter. I thought that Nakatani would knock him down, and had he knocked him down, I think the fight would have been a draw, and that's it, a draw, 6-6. But Nakatani didn't knock him down. It was an unbelievable. It was a clean performance by Inoue. Obviously, one of his best, not one of his most electric fights, but he's now not only is he undisputed, but he's undisputedly the best fighter out of Japan. Period.
Yeah.
55,000 fans. 55,000 fans.
Giants just scored 3-1.
Padre fans are like, you could have this one, man. You guys are still last place in the NL West.
That's why Padres keep losing.
Yeah, Inoue was, Compita says Inoue was still too fast, but great fight. And that's the thing about Saturday night, man. We saw two of the best. Now we know they're pound for pound. Obviously, Inoue's been talked about, but we saw the pound for pound speed. Inoue had blistering speed, and you could hear his punches when they land. They have so much snap on those punches. And now Inoue is undisputed at 122. Will he move up to 126 featherweight in his next fight? But we do know that Turkey, Ring Magazine, the Ring, they want the biggest fight possible as far as like small fighters. And it really is between him and Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez is going to make his debut at 118 this summer. Bam has another 4 pounds to gain after fighting at 118 to meet him at 122. And because of that, Alashik is targeting January in 2027, which is, 7 months from now, potentially 7 months, bro, to gain an extra 4 pounds. And they have to entice Inoue to stick around 122, which is really the thing about David Benavidez is who is going to entice him to stay around at cruiserweight to defend his 2 titles and potentially fight the best cruiserweight. Now you could argue it, bro. Who is the best cruiserweight? But that Jayo Pitaya, who went over to Dana White's Zuffa, dude, you see what David Benavidez said at the end of that interview on Saturday night? What he said about
Canelo?
No, not that one. What he said about where's that my Twitter thing? Well, he said some stuff about Canelo, obviously, but let's see. So I got so many clips. Well, I got a clip of your other nephews, bro. Got into it with some of the biggest kick streamers, that Oblivion clip. I got that. Oh, man.
Yeah.
David Benavidez said, I don't know why he went over to Zuffa. Does he even have the IBF title? Does he even have a title anymore? But at the same time, bro, Turki Al-Sheikh, if he wants to have the guy fight, both of them can fight on a ring card in Saudi Arabia. They really could. So it's not like it's not possible, bro. But I think most people really want to see David Benavidez come back down to defend his 175-pound titles and fight Dimitri Bivol or Baturbiev. But what about you, bro? Do you want him to stick around cruiserweight?
If the money's good, chase that money.
Oh, man. What is the bigger fight? What will be the bigger fight offered to him?
I like to see him fight Bevo because Bevo beat Canelo, and
He
so
did.
Canelo don't want none of him. So
He did, and
Benavidez beats him.
the thing is, Bivol not only beat Canelo, he outclassed him.
Yeah.
He really beat the brakes off of. He beat the brakes off of Zurdo Ramirez. He embarrassed Zurdo Ramirez at light heavyweight. Zurdo decides I'm going to move up to cruiserweight and then goes on a really good win streak and becomes a unified cruiserweight champion. If Dimitri Bivol were to beat David Benavidez, who's not a Mexican national, but David Benavidez, he's very proud of his Mexican culture, and he has given himself, and Mike Tyson has given him the nickname, the Mexican Monster, the Mexican Monstro. If Bivol beats him, Bivol is the Mexican killer.
Yeah. Like Roger Mayweather.
But David Benavidez has a lot of experience with Dimitri Bivol. Yeah, exactly. He's got a lot of experience with Dimitri Bivol. They've sparred a lot. Some people say Benavidez has gotten the best of Dimitri Bivol, which is hard to imagine considering nobody's done that to Dimitri Bivol in the professional ranks and professional. It is a great fight. Compita says, he says, I'd like to see Bivol and Benavidez. Yo, nobody's going to hate on that. Nobody would even hate if Beterbiev stepped up and said, let me get a shot at David Benavidez at 175, because just a year ago, we didn't know who the best light heavyweight was, and now we really do. That's a great fight. But the one that's got me really tripping, the one that, has got me really thinking a lot, is the fact that some people, including Turki Al-Sheikh, would like David Benavidez to jump all the way to heavyweight. Something that David Benavidez said.
Calm down.
David Benavidez says, maybe in my 30s. He's 29. He goes, I might be a heavyweight in my 30s, bro, but let my body do its thing and develop naturally. Guys get heavier every year after shit.
After a certain age.
After a certain age, bro. Vince knows what I'm talking about, man. He goes, let me do this on my timeline. But no, Turkey's like, this is the fight. He don't want to see Jaya Pataya for some reason. He wants to see David Benavidez take on Usyk, who was the undisputed cruiserweight champion. Usyk at one point, I think in the Olympics, man, he was just a super middleweight. He was fighting, or like light heavyweight, maybe 175. And became the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, and his body adjusted perfectly at heavyweight, and he became the undisputed heavyweight. Compita says, Usyk's still too good. Nobody touches Usyk. So I gave a lot of thought to fight styles, and David Benavidez' hand speed. You seen it at the workout, the public workout. The hand speed was unreal. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
I think let's just look at one of these combinations. 13 punches. 13 punches landed in one sequence, I believe. Here's one of them. Look at that. That's just unbelievable hand speed that he displayed. And I had to mute that because I'm going to get it. Oh, my God, dude. Unbelievable. Not without controversy. Not without controversy was that finish. And I was really, I think that Zurdo gave his heart. He left everything in the ring on a Mexican-American holiday. Excuse me.
Yes.
We couldn't ask for a better fight from him. He tried. He was outclassed by the younger David Benavidez. But there was some people saying, David Benavidez is a dirty fighter. Some people really wanted to know, hey, man, there was some elbows in those exchanges.
Man. Like he took not on purpose.
Intentional, but unintentional.
Hey, they didn't say that when Chavez used to do it. Who did say Chavez? They didn't say nothing about that.
The truth of it is that there are some people going around saying that there was going to potentially be some investigation. No, bro, there's not going to be any investigation. The referee didn't catch it. And I think that some of those, there was some legit, you could slow down. There was some legit elbows that did land, but it was as he was resetting.
Coming back.
He was cutting back, resetting. And he's so compact to get that speed. David Benavidez is so compact in those hooks that they caught him. Yeah, it did. But Was Zurdo going to win this fight with or without, the being caught with those elbows? He wasn't going to win this fight. He was being broken down. He suffered what appeared to be a broken nose in the round prior to the knockout. The eye had begun to swell, and when he took that knee, the first thing I thought was David Benavidez shattered his orbital bone. He broke the dude's eye socket.
Did he break it? Yeah, he broke it.
And that's him walking out proudly. He was taken out on a stretcher. Look at the Mexican fans grabbing onto him, giving him a hero's exit, His face was busted up. It looked like his nose was busted up. He was taken, which I guess is standard protocol, man, via stretcher to the hospital. He was put on the thing and taken to get checked out. And not wrong with that, man. He left it out. So I don't know. Is there going to be an elbow gate? Or I think people are going to just accept the fact that David Benavidez put on an unbelievable performance at his debut at cruiserweight.
He did.
So we got a lot of questions to ask, though. David Benavidez has been with the WBC for a very long time. And there's also going to be haters, Vince, that are going to say, let's wait and see what happens with this PED testing because we need to see the VADA results because Benavidez just looked too good. He looked too good. He looked unbelievable.
Yeah. It happens,
Is it PEDs or is it just simply Vince? David Benavidez killed himself to make 168 for years. He felt great at 175. And at 200 pounds, he's like his perfect body weight to fight. And his hand speed was unbelievable. Never seen hand speed like that at cruiserweight. I can't. Usyk's hand speed wasn't that good.
No. Not even Evander Holyfield.
And he was an unbelievable cruiserweight, by the way, Emmanuel Holyfield. I do want to talk about the whole card, but I put it in the thumbnail, so I want to talk about some of these broader issues in the sport of boxing, bro, and some cultural issues too, because tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and the entire U.S. celebrates. Tomorrow, even everybody's Mexican, right? But Mexicans are supposed to party even harder. But tomorrow, typically on Fremont Street Experience, I'm sure some of you guys are going to be tuning into YouTube to see the big Cinco de Mayo party on Fremont Street, where everybody gets to wear a sombrero and everybody gets to drink Mexican beer and tequila shots until you throw up.
And maybe you might see some good fights there too.
By the way, did you see Adrian Broner throwing up in the back of a car?
Oh my God.
Oh my! I got some. We're doing some Adrian Broner news because so much has happened with AB. You want to talk about Cinco de Drinko, man? He threw up yesterday in the car. But here's that clip, man. And respect to Sean Sattel. Here's that clip of Julio Cesar Chavez's opinion. Let's play this clip. This is Press Week Thursday.
Julio, because David Benavidez is born in the United States, because he is half Ecuadorian, there's a lot of talk of, is he a real Mexican fighter? Do you consider David Benavidez a Mexican fighter?
¿Consideras a David Benavidez un boxeador mexicano?
And it is spinning. Do you consider him a real Mexican fighter? He laughs, bro. Look at that, Vince. He laughs.
Hey, that's like when De La Hoya, they didn't accept him.
He laughs. Yo, good to see you, JC. He laughed at the question, do you consider David Benavidez to be a real Mexican fighter? By the way, Mike Tyson, the legendary Mike Tyson, is the person that gave David Benavidez the nickname the Mexican Monster.
Qué buena pregunta me hiciste, ¿verdad?
What a good question.
No, mira, Benavidez, con todo respeto, pues él es México norteamericano, ¿me entiendes? Habla español, efectivamente, pero en México no es conocido, en México no lo conoce nadie, ¿me entiendes? O sea, con todo respeto, o sea, lo conocen.
With all due respect, he's Mexican-American, but in Mexico, nobody knows him. Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, Vince, was there a lot of Mexicans at the weigh-in? I would say that most of them were Mexican paisas, in my opinion.
Or Spanish, I don't know, because,
we all look alike, whether we're paisas or chicanos, but let's hear a little bit more.
Pero así que tú digas que la gente lo conoce Benavidez, pues no, la verdad, yo lo considero norteamericano, pero sí, pero se supone que él tiene raíces mexicanas, habla español, ¿me entiendes? Y ojalá y se gane el cariño y el afecto de todos los mexicanos, porque se lo merece.
So, Let me add Drew here in a sec. Drew's calling.
With all
Nice.
due respect, Benavidez is Mexican American. He's a great fighter, but in Mexico he's still an unknown, and that's just the way it is. I consider him North American, yes, but I hope that he can be able to be embraced by the Mexican fans and vice versa, and that way he can keep growing.
So he hopes that he's going to be embraced. I'm going to get your response, Vince, but let me add Drew to the conversation. Go here real quick, guys. Let me add Drew here. Sign number
3-zip Giants in 7th. 1-zip Knights in the second period with 2:50 to go.
All right. Yo, Drew, can you hear
And
us?
Dodgers won up. Of course. What's up, Drew?
What's up?
Okay. All right. This is going to be, and chime in on this too, Drew. You're entitled to your opinion, man. But I put it in the thumbnail. You know, has the Mexican audience finally embraced, after this incredible performance on Cinco de Mayo, has the true Mexican community from Mexico, the people that used to come to see Canelo on Cinco de Mayo, who would fly from Mexico City, who would fly from Guadalajara on private jets.
Yes.
The richest Mexicans in the world that were coming to Vegas to gamble. Dude, some of them came on private jets. Have they embraced? Do they know who David Benavidez is? Have they embraced him as the new face of boxing? Is he the new face of Mexican boxing? Or hell no, not until Canelo says so, not until Canelo hangs him up. I'll start with you, Vince.
I'm gonna say yeah, because after this fighting, they're gonna come out and support him now. Watch in September if he fights here in Vegas. Well, it's gonna be packed. He's gonna pack it in now.
Okay, and
Keep
Drew.
that down like James Brown.
Drew.
I watched that fight, and someone brought it to my attention. Multiple people brought it to my attention, and everything, that he's elbowed Zotto during the fight a couple times. Now, somebody, they told me, how fast he was throwing his hands and everything. It could be accidental and everything, but to be honest, this isn't the first fight he's done it in. He has done it in multiple fights, and now, like when I talk to people about it, are they intentional or are they accident? It's like they say they're looking into it, that with these elbows during the fight, because one of the elbows hit his eye that caused the orbital bone damage. They think that was the cause of it, is that elbow right there. No padding, nothing. And this isn't the first. And I looked at it. This isn't the first fight he's done this in. He has done this in a Demetrius Andrade fight, and he hit him in the temple, which could affect the equilibrium of a fighter.
Okay.
He has done this in the Anthony Durrell fight. Someone said, I didn't look back on it. I'll take the word for it, whatever. But I saw that he did it in the Demetrius Andrade fight. I just want to know, like, the people are going to let this go and everything, but when it's other fighters, they're gonna complain and everything. I'm sorry. I think this is this has to be looked at, because hey, he could do it again, and it might be an accident. It might be, but okay. If it happened in one fight, but this happened in multiple fights already with David Benavidez. And the thing about this that really messes his career up, and I told you guys multiple times, it makes him not really as much of a draw as people think he should be because of his fighting style and everything. It's his dad. It's the way his dad conducts himself. It's the way his dad carries himself, and David bounces off his dad's attitude. Like, you guys are so much concentrating on Canelo Alvarez, even after you moved up to cruiserweight, and Canelo is a super middleweight, and now and everything. So Jose Benavidez had an interview. Did someone interview him about the fight with when they talked about when Canelo and Christian and Billy got made? He said that's not a real fight. So you make your son look a lot worse because you're disrespecting Christian and Billy, a contender in the super middleweight division. Arguably, probably going to be one of the up and coming faces of that division in the future. And say you're saying he's not a real fighter. Well, he's beaten good fighters. You're just mad because he's not fighting your son because of the way you conducted yourself and to try to talk your way into a fight with Canelo. So, do I think that he's the new face of Mexican boxing? No, he's not. He is not the face of Mexican boxing until that man Canelo Alvarez retires, because he's the biggest draw in boxing still. He can and let's look at it. They had to close off the top, the nosebleed section of the T-Mobile. So what's that tell you? And they still didn't sell out. Like, Dave sent me a picture of Joe Goosen talking, and behind him were a lot of empty seats.
Well, even on Friday at the public weigh-in, they set it in half the arena, so the entire backside was empty. And then on top of that, typically, well, I'll tell you right now, in September when you're not Emiliano, but when Fernando Vargas Jr., your nephew, fought as the co-main event to Canelo versus Bud Crawford, bro, that weigh-in at T-Mobile was standing room only. If it was every single seat in the T-Mobile, 18,000 people showed up for the weigh-in with Canelo versus Terrence Crawford, and that fight was just, I don't know, 9 months ago. So is David Benavidez, now with that performance, has he solidified himself as the face of Mexican boxing, as the face of boxing? Drew, I didn't think you were going to circle back. I thought you just blew it off, but I like how you came back and came up with an answer. And some people in the chat are pointing shit out, like SoCal Darius. Shout out to you. He says Canelo ducked real quick out of there, though. Canelo left.
Well, I don't blame him. He should.
Hey, and you know what, Vince? I kept asking you on Friday at the weigh-in. I was like, I don't think that Canelo, after he supports his boy Jaime Munguia, I don't think he's going to stick around, because he's not going to give David Benavidez the time of day publicly and allow David Benavidez to call him out in the front row to say, come up inside the ring, like Tyson Fury just did with Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, that's why I say I do not blame him one bit.
Well, here's the thing. How do you think David Benavidez is as big as he is? By mentioning Canelo's name. He's clout.
Yeah.
They'll clout chasing Canelo Alvarez's name.
Does he need to, though? But does, at this point, after this performance this weekend, does he need to continue to have Canelo's name in his mouth? Does he need to?
No, he doesn't. And they should shut up about it, because it's just making it worse on you. This is the thing about it is, you should have no business calling that dude out anymore. You have no business to. You are a cruiserweight now.
Yep.
You are a bona fide cruiserweight. You should be calling out Ja Okatila or that other cruiserweight champion.
To be fair, Drew, he did say, I would welcome a fight with Ja Okatila. On the other hand, he said, I don't understand why you went to Zuffa. I don't know why you went over there. He questioned, didn't they strip him? Does he even have the IBF title? Which at this point, to my understanding, Ja Okatila is only the Zuffa champion, and David Benavidez said, I ain't going to go over there and fight you for the Zuffa belt. But he wasn't saying no. But he wasn't saying no. He's the what? He's the ring champion. He is.
He's the linear champion. And here's the thing.
Yep.
Even when he wasn't the Zuffa champion, he got screwed over by the IBF. He got stripped by the IBF for bullshit, Dave.
Yeah, he's been stripped twice.
Look at it like that.
Canelo's been stripped by the IBF twice. That's why Christian Mbili is... No, Christian Mbili is not. Ulises Iglesias is the current IBF champion. But IBF has stripped everybody, including Usyk.
But you want to know something, Dave?
Yeah.
David Benavidez could have had his fight with Canelo a long time ago. You want to know what cost him that fight? When he snorted that fucking coke with that dollar bill, and he did that line of coke. And when
that's his fault.
And he couldn't lay off those cheeseburgers to get overweight for this fight.
Yeah.
So let's look at it like that. That's his fault. He didn't get a Canelo fight.
He's right. He's 1,000% right.
So maybe if he would have said no to drugs back then, he would have fought Canelo because he would have had a super middleweight WBC title belt that Canelo wanted. So let's look at it like this.
That's the best way to look at it. He nailed it.
That's his fault right there.
Yep.
And that camp needs to realize you're never going to get a fight because of your bad life decisions.
Yep.
And you need to move on, build your own legacy without using that man's name, because it's only going to get you so far until these people are going to be like this. Is that all you're going to talk about?
That's all. Yeah.
Noticed? It's
He's
like
right.
you're on the guys, you know what, and everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's other guys your son should have fought back then, but you guys were only concentrated on Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
And
interesting.
Like, you fought, and then some of those guys you wound up fighting, you rated them out.
Let me ask you, Drew. David Benavidez in the post-fight press conference said that he would be willing. He says, I still very much welcome the fight with Canelo Alvarez. I'm the unified light heavyweight champion. Canelo's fought at 175. I remember, Drew, I can go way back to Drew's history that I think the fight that you finally got some respect for Canelo was against Sergey Kovalev when he knocked out Sergey Kovalev for the 175-pound championship. He went up 2 weight classes, and I think it wasn't that fight. It was the fight where I told.
It was Beaver that he stepped up to, but here's the thing: you want to know? I didn't like that fight either with Sergey Kovalev because he fought Kovalev when barely a 2-month layoff from Kovalev fighting Anthony Yarde and going from death to a life.
So
almost getting stopped by Anthony life, and it wasn't even 2-month layoff.
What do you make of David Benavidez's comment saying, I would welcome that fight at light heavyweight? He's basically telling Canelo, jump up and wait to fight me.
Canelo should do 90-10 pay cut. Canelo gets 90 and David gets 10.
If Benavidez really wants to fight him, should he have said, I'll go all the way back down to super middleweight? That's 30 pounds.
They should make it a catch rate fight.
All right. So you didn't have any problem with that.
Make it 170.
Hey, shout out to SoCal Darius. He says, I don't think Canelo beats Monstro.
No.
He probably doesn't now. I don't think he does. Yeah. But here's the thing. Canelo is still the A side, the dominant A side in this fight. He will say, I want a catch rate. You're going to go down to 170 to fight me. That's 30 pounds. You're only going to get a 10% favor. You're only going to get 10 to 15% favorite. If you really want to fight me that bad, you'll take your 10% and you'll be happy.
Yep.
We're going to go by. You can't weigh no more than 175 at the night of the fight.
Yes.
If you do, the fight, you owe me $1 million or the fight's off.
Yep.
That's the stuff he can do. And that's the one thing. They don't imagine if he calls their bluff and says, yo, this is my terms, take it or leave it, and they don't take it, they need to just be quiet and just go on with their career and don't ever mention Canelo's name again. Because I'm not the biggest Canelo fan. But when I see, I tell you how I see a guy, I see Jose Benavidez trying to use Canelo's name to build his son up. You've been doing this for like 7 years already, building your
I
son
know,
up.
give up.
And now, who the guys that you got that line up to fight you next? Are you going to go down and wait to fight Demetrius Beaver, which I don't think you win, because I think Beaver fought a better Zotto. Let's just say Zotto wasn't really that good to begin with.
Dimitri Bivol embarrassed him. I said that. Yeah.
It was an easy one-sided fight and everything. Oh, he knocked out Zotto. Beaver did it. Beaver also fought a better Zotto than Benavidez did. He said, did he say, Zotto, I'm not doing this much longer? It seems like the dude had one foot out the door already. And the one thing I gotta call out is Oscar De La Hoya.
Interesting.
Because when your fighters win, you're celebrating with them.
Oh, I got that clip. I got that clip. Yeah. Okay. Hey, hold on to that. Lose, yeah.
And when they lose and they're going on a stretch, your party instead of going to check on your fighter.
Bro,
the
okay.
Guy that makes you money.
I got that clip. I'm going to show it to you guys. But while we're on the subject of De La Hoya, this took place on Thursday. This question was asked to him. And this is kind of a really good question to ask.
I asked Julio yesterday about is Benavidez really considered a Mexican fighter, and he was kind of on the fence about it. Is it, from your perspective, not as important to get that verbal acknowledgement from the people of Mexico and just make sure that they actually watch your fight, you generate the attention? And what do you if Benavidez, and I know Zurdo's your guy, but if Benavidez can win this, does that go a measure in getting that maybe not verbal acknowledgement, but you get them to watch
but let me explain to you what position Benavidez is in. He's in my position when I fought Chavez. Zurdo's the Mexican. And so it's interesting that Benavidez is in my position. Like, he wants to be accepted, man, from here, from there. Like, his identity's lost. A big win against Zurdo will kind of solidify, what he's searching for, the acceptance. But it takes a long time. I'm still searching for it, seriously.
He's still searching for it, seriously, guys. Okay, I brought it up. Why did I bring it up? Let me put my personal history and between the fight that he had with Chavez in 1995, guys. My biological father, and I hope my mom's not listening, but my biological father at that time in 1995 was a big deal in the state of Michoacan. He was in the entertainment industry as a rodeo promoter. He was a well-known person. I have family in sports broadcasting in Michoacan and whatnot, and that's all I'm going to say because it can get very dangerous. I go to Mexico in 1995 to familiarize with my, I've never had a relationship with my biological father. So I meet him in 1995, and they take me to the rancho, right? I'm not cut out. I'm a city slicker. I was growing up in the hood in San Francisco. I'm a city slicker. I'm not good around horses. I don't know shit about horses. I don't know shit about bulls. I don't shit about rodeo. I don't even have botas. La bota. I don't even have botas. All right. I'm a pocho. They're like, damn, what do we do with him? What can he do anything on the ranch, bro? No. That same weekend, he's like, we're gonna go check out the De La Hoya versus. We're gonna go see Julio Cesar Chavez. All of Mexico is gonna be rooting because it was the year that he fought Julio Cesar Chavez. And I go to a stadium in Michoacan. I feel completely out of place. Again, I'm a city slicker. I'm in Michoacan. I'm watching the fight with my biological dad, and everybody wants to see Julio Cesar Chavez beat the crap out of the young golden boy, the young Chicano from California, the golden boy, the gold medalist from East LA. They want to see blood. And the blood was Julio Cesar Chavez getting his eye ripped open. The fight lasted 4 rounds. And this was a closed caption fight, meaning they're showing the fight on a giant jumbo screen in a stadium in Mexico, Morelia, Michoacan. All 10,000, 15,000 Mexican fans threw everything they had in their possessions at the jumbo screen. A la verga! They were so mad. They couldn't believe it. Oscar De La Hoya, for years, he just said it himself, to this day, he is still seeking acceptance. He went to the extent of recording a mariachi album a bolero. He sang in Spanish. He recorded a Grammy-nominated Spanish album to endear himself with the Mexican public. He says he's still seeking he's still seeking the acceptance. So even though David Benavidez had the performance of his lifetime, it's not up to David Benavidez to tell people I'm the monstro. Remember, he's telling them, say it after me, you know? They're gonna decide when he's finally Mexican enough. Now I'm gonna say it right now. David Benavidez has the heart of a 100. He's 100% Mexican in his heart, and he fights like it. And no dissing Mario Barrios, but Mario Barrios calling himself the Aztec Warrior. The real Aztec Warrior right now is David Benavidez. It's in his heart. Straight up.
No, it's still Fernando. Fernando Vargas will always be the Aztec Warrior.
Well, no doubt about that, man.
Always.
Respects. Of course, Fernando and Oscar had a rivalry that I only hope it wasn't manufactured. I only hope that Emiliano and Ryan Garcia could capture some of that magic. But some of that, but they both seem to be really nice kids. And to me, that would be the closest thing if they could develop a rivalry that's genuine like that. That maybe they could capture some of that magic of two great Chicano warriors with Mexican spirit and Mexican blood in their heart, you know. That would be awesome. By the way, your nephews got into it at the T-Mobile, bro. And you know, with this whole kick drama, kick streaming drama, which is involving the world of Adrian Broner. True. First off, here's your clip, bro. Yeah. Speaking of Oscar, celebrating in his Henderson home after his fighter got his ass beat. Look at this.
God damn, I'm gonna get fucked up, baby. The best fights I've ever seen in my life. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm getting loaded.
He's getting what? He's getting loaded?
Yeah.
Damn. Shout out to Veronica. Should I have a shot?
First and foremost,
yeah.
Mario Barrios isn't the Aztec Warrior. He's Space Mountain when it comes to a division, because he's the longest line, easiest fight. In the words of Red Flair, longest line, longest wide. But that's the longest line, easiest wide. But here's the thing, man. When it comes to like people trying to look for acceptance, they're not going to accept a North American Chicano as a full-blown Mexican fighter. They want somebody representing Mexico. A Mexican fighter lives in Mexico and everything. And everybody knows Oscar fought Chavez near the end of Chavez's career. Chavez wasn't the same as he once was when he was 86-0 and everything. But David needs to you're trying to reach a Mexican audience, but you got to realize your fights are in America, and you also have to reach them too.
Mm-hmm. I think he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job.
If you want to be accepted by the Mexican people, you need to fight in Mexico and do a fight in Mexico.
There you go. I don't object to that, man. That sounds good to me.
I doubt he does it. I doubt he does it because they have to find the perfect dance partner and everything. And
Zurdo was the perfect, but it happened in Vegas on Cinco de Mayo. He was the perfect dance partner. By the way, let's play this clip. We're gonna break away from a little bit of. We'll get back to that fight, but this happened backstage. Vince, I know that Amado fought Dean the Great, who's been, he's been on social media. He's been killing it with Adrian Broner. Yep. He's the adult in the room, and Adrian Broner is the one that needs help. But there's another kid who's a major kick streamer. This kid, I believe, is Mexican-American. Oblivion was going around saying he's still a kid. I heard he's not. I heard he's in his early 20s, bro. I think it took incredible restraint from not only Amado and Fernando Jr. to not beat his ass just right there. It takes incredible restraint.
Right now, like a little kid you are. I'm telling you. What's up? What do you mean, bro? I'm not about to.
Not about. Man, they could have just slapped him right there, man. But I know that would be expensive, especially with the cameras rolling to just slap a streamer. Cameras. They got their camera. He's there with his kick cameraman and whatnot. Oh man, it would have been expensive, but I would have loved to have seen that. Where's some real quick some Adrian Broner because Drew, you've been watching some of these highlights of Adrian Broner going nuts for weeks.
That's sad. This is sad.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, looking at Adrian Broner like that. And here's the thing. I was talking to people today about Adrian Broner saying he's broke. Oh, he's not broke and everything. I'm like, what's his net worth today? And someone looked it up and said 100K.
Oh my God. Well, things might be on the up and up, Drew, because go ahead.
I just, it's sad. And like, he shaved his beard for $1,000.
Yep.
Dave was telling me he was at Vegas
2 weeks ago.
A fan to buy him a drink.
Yeah, that happened, bro. He's been with this guy, Dean the Great. Well, Drew, he put in the work, and like a lot of YouTube content creators like us, Vince has got Slugged Out Sports. He's trying to get to monetized as well. Like everybody else who struggles on this platform, it's a struggle on Kick too. And Dean the Great had some great news after making him wear matching outfits.
No, bro, you know these shit. Hey, no. Your name changed and your name verified.
You hit the gold mine. You hear that?
Told you, nigga.
What's wrong with this?
We got my nigga verified and his name changed to his way. What the fuck he wanted to do, nigga? Now sign the fucking stream, get you a new phone, and we lock the fuck in, nigga. Make you this motherfucker.
Adrian Broner is now officially verified on Kick. He hit the gold mine. He can live stream. He said, we're going to get you a new phone. Like, you went from making millions. You were about billions to you're about daily live streaming. Vince, as Vegas locals, we've seen people rise and fall as a result of being daily streamers. Is this, Drew, does Adrian Broner, who cannot stop with the bottle, he can't stop partying. He's doing all kinds of Lord knows what with these 20-year-olds. Does he need to be on social media doing this every day? He acted like he hit the lotto, like, I'm verified. Thank you, bro. Oh, man, I'm verified. I got my own channel now on Kick. Is that his salvation?
I don't want to say this because it's kind of fucked up. This dude's on pace to go to sleep one night and not waking up.
Yeah.
It's sad. Like, I'm sorry. This dude is sad. And this dude got kids. Imagine his kids watching this shit. It's sad. Like, I don't know how people, like, hey, it's funny, but at the end of the day, this dude he needs help. A major help. And when he got done on a fight before, he told Al Heyman, he asked Al Heyman to do him one favor. Keep me fighting. Give me another fight right away so I can keep my ass in the gym. Because if I don't have a fight, I'm gonna fall back and relapse. And what happened? He relapsed.
I think he relapsed. Here it is, man. This is just yesterday, I guess, man. But he's throwing up. Look at this bottle in hand. Here it comes. Oh, God. He's 36 years old and vomiting in the backseat with a bunch of 20-year-old streamers, bro. That is a new low. But will he make for good reality TV, daily reality TV on Kick? Probably, but it's like a train crash. Like, it is sad. By the way, there's a few people that are influential on Twitter, Drew, that were kind of tagging the WBC Mauricio Suleiman, saying we need to get him help. Apparently, I know you're not fond of Mauricio Suleiman, but the WBC does have a rehab program where they fully fund former WBC fighters to enter a rehab, especially in the case of Adrian Broner, who may not have the funds and the resources. Shout out to them. You know who you are out on Twitter that is trying to get him help with the WBC.
I hope they do.
Yeah. This is not boxing related, but I said we'd be off by 9 o'clock. I'll briefly talk about Jaime Munguia and Armando Reséndez. But this thing has really caught my attention because Stephon Diggs, all right, Stephon Diggs has still not been picked up by anybody. His criminal court case started today, and everybody's transfixed by what's going on with his criminal court case. If you don't know, during the Super Bowl, he was allowed to play in the Super Bowl, even though he had a criminal court case coming up for choking his personal chef. The personal chef, she's on stand, bro. She's on the stand, and everybody, all the court channels are showing it. They showed the video today of what supposedly happened because his house is wired up with cameras. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She says that day he choked the out of me, almost killed me, slapped me, choked me. This is her moments caught on camera, moments after he supposedly had choked her. Does that look like somebody who just got their ass beat and choked by Stephon Diggs? She's a mess, man. She's basically ratting him out about what kind of that they were having.
That worked with me, and
they were having sex consensually, and she was his personal chef.
As far as I can remember, what that message said.
And how did this create friction within the people working for Mr. Diggs?
I was confronted by Mr. Diggs. If I said these things.
She said Diggs was sleeping with her. He was sleeping with another personal assistant, and that the whole time Cardi B would be coming over to be like, let's hang out. Like, and she knew she was sleeping with her. And by the way, Cardi B, she is no innocent person in all of this because she said that Stephon Diggs' baby, she went to all the games for New England Patriots and was rubbing her big belly saying, he the daddy, we 9 months pregnant. And it turns out he got a DNA test and it's not his baby.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, man. Football
Giants won.
Oh, wow. The Giants
3-2.
Drew, how you feeling, man? Drew, how you feeling about the Flyers, man? I love gritty, man.
Dang.
I love gritty, but now it's 0-2.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know how the fuck they blew a 2-0 lead.
What's going on with the Vegas Golden Knights? We play our first game right now.
1-0. Third quarter, third period, 16.7 seconds.
Well, that's where I want to be. Before we go to end the show, let's talk quickly about Jaime Munguia. I was lucky that I got I picked the 3 right winners. I did not pick via method or anything like that. I said that Jaime Munguia was going to have a comeback fight and show, and he dominated Armando Reséndez, man. I picked that one right. But in the first fight of the night, Oscar Duarte, it was actually the guy that I picked to lose, to get knocked out. It was him that I think won that fight. They gave the nod to Oscar Duarte. I thought that was bullshit.
Yeah, I thought he lost that fight, Oscar.
They gave him a gift. He got a gift.
I had it 116 to 112.
Okay.
I just don't think Oscar. I think Oscar came back a little too late.
Yeah. Well, like Nakatani in the Nakatani Inoue fight, Nakatani came on way too late.
I had the same score, 116, 112, but people are like this. Oh, I had it 118, 110 and everything. Yeah, you could have had it 118, 110. But it was I thought it was a little bit closer than that. But both guys, clearly won the fight. Oscar got a gift that night. I'm not too high up on Oscar Duarte and everything. I'm not, I think the guy is very beatable.
Yeah, it was definitely not his best performance, man. I think he got a gift, but it set the tone for the rest of the night as great fights because, Vince, you think it was one of the best pay-per-view Mexican cards you've seen in recent memory. Oscar De La Hoya, you've seen him. He was celebrating even though it was his fighter who got carried out on a stretcher. In the co-main event, a brand new brand new Jaime Munguia who's fighting at his best because he's part of Team Canelo now, but he really showed that Armando Resendiz was not really world class. And I was thinking, because I saw that fight, I was there. Shout out to Fonzie. We were there at that fight where Armando Resendiz upset Caleb Plant. He earned that victory. He earned that title, interim title. He earned it. But in his career, he lost some fights to people like he shouldn't have lost them to. If he was really world class, he would never have lost to Elijah Garcia, who I heard might be getting the can from PBC with 2 losses now on his. Like, he lost to Elijah Garcia. What makes you think he was going to beat somebody like Jaime Munguia, who's been in 50 fights amongst world-class opposition? I just didn't see it happening, and Jaime Munguia won that one fair and square. But what do you guys think? Does Jaime Munguia go on to... He's now the world champion. Now he's a 2-division world champion. Does he go on to beat the likes of Christian Mbili's, Lester Martinez, Ulises Iglesias?
I think Lester Martinez beats Jaime Munguia.
That'd be a great fight. Guatemalan versus Mexico. That'd be a great fight.
I would pick Lester Martinez in that fight. Like, I look. He can't go backwards now. You're a 2-division champion now, dude. And like, the only part is like, are you going to try to unify? Or you just gonna see what Oscar gives you on the plate, or Saf, or whoever your co-promoter gives you. But I just like Christian Mbili. I think he could probably fight him later on down the line. It's not gonna be now because Canelo's fighting him. But he has a shot at beating Christian Mbili? I don't even know who else he can fight at this point.
He's got a title, man. He can unify against he can give a fight to Lester Martinez, who's not a full world champion. I think he's an interim champion. But man, Lester Martinez, he did that pro box fight. They sold out that fight in San Bernardino with all Guatemalans, man. I got a great story as a little kid, but there's nobody hearing. When I was a preteen, teenager, I had this Guatemalan friend. And we were inseparable. We were partners in crime. We got kicked out of the same school. And everybody used to egg us on that wanted to see us fight. And one day on a recess break, they're like, you guys should fight. And they're like, oh, I think he'll kick your ass. And people are like, no, I think Dave will kick his ass. Come on. So we decided to go ahead and fight at recess in front of everybody, just for everybody's entertainment, bro. That fight lasted like 15 minutes. And this is why I'm a little bit worried. Neither one of us wanted to fold, bro. I didn't break my nose, but everything inside of me was busted up. I had the blood coming out of everywhere in my mouth, bro. I mean, we've effed each other up just for the entertainment of the other school kids. A couple of pendejos. Nobody folded. I think that's what the Jaime Munguia fight with Christian and Billy. Lester Martinez would go like, man. Guatemalan versus nobody folded, bro. But Vince, those bare knuckle fights, man. They're tough. They're dangerous, man. They're definitely dangerous. Well, guys, it's been a great show. I got some interesting news for all. If you're a 49er fan and you remember the great loss we had at the Super Bowl at the hands with Jimmy G. At the helm.
One more, you guys be like the Buffalo Bills, 4 in a row.
Jimmy G officially announced his retirement. He's parting ways with the LA Rams, and he will get to enjoy all that NFL money and pension he can.
Hell yeah.
Off into retirement he goes.
Good for him.
Today is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Appreciate it. Drew, when do you guys play game 3? Flyers.
I have no clue at this point.
Oh, man. Hey, Vince, can you guys see this real quick? Somebody put this out here. It's called Boxcella. It's making fun of Coachella, but this is the dream concert. If there was a dream boxing event with 3 stages, they had Boots Ortiz at the top of the main stage, Tank Shakur at the other stage. I love this. This is hilarious. And Usyk versus Moises Itama for Boxcella.
Yeah.
Boxcella.
Do we consider do we consider Javante Tank Davis retired or semi-retired?
Now he says he's coming back. Hey, 1993 says go Raiders. By the way, Oscar De La Hoya was asked about Fernando Mendoza. And
I don't know what the hell he was talking about.
No, he said he's well, yeah. Let's see what he had to say about Fernando Mendoza before we log off.
Lakers play the first game tomorrow against the Thunder.
They're gonna get swept.
Yep.
You think so?
Yeah. Thunder's fucking on fire.
Nobody is challenging the Oklahoma
as a
City
local,
Thunder.
the new quarterback for the Raiders.
Oh my!
Him being as a local, the new quarterback for the Raiders.
Oh my gosh! What a great what a great honor for him to represent Las Vegas, and be part of this community. I live in Vegas now, and it's a great city. The people really get behind you, and so the fact that he came in, he's hope. He's hope for everyone, man.
Sorry, he's okay. Cállate. He's hope. He's hope.
He's hope.
Oh, I can't wait for football season, man. He's hope. He's excited because he said he's hope for a team. Yeah, he left out a lot after that. He's hope for what? Finish your thought, Oscar. What do you say?
Maybe he's on a good one.
Man, is Oscar going to be at every Raiders game now with club seats, man? They're going to hook him up.
I know they're going to sell Raider fans are going to sell their tickets now. Watch.
Hey, that's a good thing, man. Well, I'm Dave in the 7-2 Philly Irish Chorivo. We're definitely going to have another show this week. Tomorrow, Vince is going to be celebrating Cinco de Mayo watching the Lakers.
And the Dodgers.
And the Dodgers. And we'll see how it plays out. We'll get back on the air. Make sure you guys are subscribed. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace out.